Howdy, hello, welcome everyone to another hard to say mouthful of synergistically offensive Sunday. Actually, on Sunday this time. Sadly, it's just me today. People were busy. That happens. First of all, I'll give a big congrats to Theme Park Casual for breaking over to that 1K number. It's an accomplishment for us YouTubers. So big congrats to him. If you haven't subbed, go sub. This is the this is where the pop culture comes into theme parks, and we're going to discuss Bob Iger's contract renewal. We're going to talk about Mission Impossible 7. We're going to talk about unrealistic prices happening in theme parks, and we're going to talk about the new Minions attraction, which soft opened yesterday, and how things are kind of getting a little cheap in the Sunshine State. But first of all, we got some people in the chat. I see Dengar Renegade and we see Keely Chow, and then I see a bunch of people becoming sponsors. I'm assuming these are renewals. I do not know how those pop up, but Stream Elements saying a lot of people. So I'm assuming we got some re-ups for memberships. So guys, thanks for re-upping. But let's get into this. First, I want to talk about something that is new. The new attraction at Universal that had a soft opening, the Minions Villain Con. Now, I like the Minions movies. I'm not, it's either way. It's very competent kid entertainment. But the new attraction, in my view, is definitely garnering, I don't know, cutting corners in my opinion, in some way. So I have not. What's up, Doug B? Is Tom. You can throw the Toms in the chat if you want. And so this is a new attraction opening. It's soft opening right now. It's technical rehearsals. And I have not done it yet, so I plan to do it soon. I wasn't rushing after I saw the first initial footage. People snuck out. But first of all, I'm sorry. So if you've ever been to Disney parks, you know the Circle Vision movies, right? Canada, the old Timekeeper one. You know what I mean? Like, they're standing attractions, right? Nothing wrong with them. Not my cup of tea. If I'm standing for an hour, I don't want to stand again for an attraction. Yeah. So this is a new blaster-based attraction in the Minions section that they just finished like remodeling, where you go on a conveyor belt. It's an omni mover, kind of, and you stand and you shoot screens. I'm sorry. This just seems very, very lackluster to me for this big like rollout. It's like kind of like I could go to a VR arcade for like $15 and go and put on a VR headset and do this without being around a bunch of people or waiting an hour for it. Just to give you an idea what the actual ride screens look like, this is a segment from the attraction. You walk around with these big blasters, which is cool that they're like battery powered or whatever, so you're not like stuck to something. But you have Men in Black in the same park where you're going on an actual attraction and shooting animatronics. Even so, you can compare this to Midway Mania in Hollywood Studios, where you have different game modes and different projectiles that have different physics based on the projectile. Hey, what's up, Ash Lauren? You agree this ride doesn't look good? They could have made it a dark ride. Like you legitimately, and I'm curious, and this is just me being 100% curious. How does this work for people in scooters or those that can't stand if it's a standing attraction? I'm just being 100% like, can you ride your scooter through it? Speaking that you're standing on a conveyor belt, you have to stay in one spot, and you just blast things on either side. So this is my one bit of like throwing a little shade at Universal right now. I might do it a little bit again a little bit later, but this looks like a waste to me as an attraction, and especially for the size of the show building. Yes, they do. You do not get much space. It looks very, very crowded. I do plan to do it this week. I might do it Wednesday. I might go Wednesday to go and do that. So, I'll go see. But this might be a one and done for me. Like, if I want to do a shooting game inside the theme park, I'll go do Men in Black. Like, that's a cool ride. And it's a ride. You sit in a vehicle. They spin you around. I don't know. Disney doing the same thing with Moana, and I think that's going to be a failure too. But the difference is it's supposed to be an open walkthrough experience, so there's no line, there's no waiting, which is a big difference. The wait times were anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour for this for the past 2 days. It shouldn't be that long. If it's a conveyor belt, like it should be like going into City Walk. You're going on the conveyor belt and you just move along. Like this should have a high throughput if it's a standing attraction that you're just shooting things and they control the speed you're going. You don't even have to sit down in the thing. Like, I don't understand how it could. Come on. No AC is good anymore in the theme park. I will say, like, anecdotally, yesterday I did a resort stream. I am noticing prices vary for like even ice cream bars between resort areas by anywhere from 15 to 45 cents. And that might seem like much, but realistically, like it's an ice cream bar. They should be the same price in every hotel. You shouldn't be charging $5.19 in one and $6 in another. That's a random thing. I don't know if they raised the prices in like a day. Speaking that, you can buy a box of these from like Walmart or Publix for like $5. So I don't know. There's a lot of weird things going on, which is why I put in the poll up in the beginning of the stream, are theme parks becoming too expensive? Because we are entering an odd time frame right now. And the closest I can think of is like the little mini recession in 2008-ish or post 9/11 travel. Like those are the two time frames I can think of that this compares me to. But we're looking at like some ridiculous pricing going on for in general. I saw someone post earlier that like VIP parking at SeaWorld $70. $70. Now, personally, I would say just get the annual pass and get that preferred parking throw in. The VIP and preferred, so like a 2-step difference. And preferred at SeaWorld's $55. It does fill up a little bit more because most people have a pass that goes with preferred. I do like SeaWorld, Dengar. I do like SeaWorld. SeaWorld is cool, Dengar Renegade. SeaWorld is cool. Especially if you're hot and you go in the penguin area. That's like 40-degree room. It is amazing. It's also like a 30-minute wait, but it's worth it just for the AC. But that's what I have on the thumbnail. I have Into the Fog. So Halloween Horror Nights, the season pass is available now. And that is definitely something that I was not expecting the price jump for Halloween Horror Nights this year. Now, the day of tickets are probably around the same in terms of price for the most part, about 80 to 100 something. It's the day of tickets is not what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about how much they increased the season pass. Now, the season pass is called Frequent Fear. It's been called that for a while. Now I'm gonna go down. There's a couple different versions of the Frequent Fear. So I'm gonna look at the top tier one right now. I'm gonna bring that up. So we're just gonna bring this up so everyone can see because there's like no PB. You haven't been to the. Yes, a single day ticket is more expensive depending on the day you go now. I agree. So this is showing you Halloween Horror Nights. Let me get down to the right tickets because they list everything up and it just gets annoying. So I have to find. So the top tier Frequent Fear Pass. Let me select into that. I'm not buying it right now. I already picked the one I want to have, but all right. So this is the Frequent Fear Pass. You get multiple days, right? So the Frequent Fear Pass without Express is $374.99. Now the pass last year for the Ultimate one was around that much. I think it was around $300 for the Frequent Fear without the Express. I remember that because I paid $600 for the Express and the Frequent Fear, which I was fine with. There's a lot of days, and it is a good amount of content, a good amount of entertainment. To go 3 days plus one Express Pass is $430. Wow. That's like, okay. Now, look what happens when you add the Express Pass on. Just go. I'm gonna zoom in for you guys just because you can see that. I'm just gonna highlight it too, just so you can see. Right, $919.99 without tax for 48 days. Oh, but they threw in 6 months of Peacock. That's a little perk there. That is more than I pay for my Disney annual pass. It's more than I pay for my top tier Universal annual pass for 48 days. They doubled the price of Express Pass for the Frequent Fear from last year. They doubled it. It was $300 last year for the Frequent Fear Plus Express. Now it's $600 just for the Express alone. I don't know what they're thinking. Like, that's some Disney pricing there. Now, I will say Disney's Mickey's Not So Scary, all of those, they're expensive tickets. They're about $200 a night, right? With no express option. So those are expensive. I will tell you that. But Universal has been working by being undercutting Disney in pricing. That's what they've been doing for the past 8 years. They've been undercutting Disney in pricing. What's up, Mrs. To the Icky? How you doing? This is just like, now I'm not getting this top tier pass. Am I getting a Frequent Fear and Express Pass? Yes, because it's a 5-hour line. Like, each of the houses are 5-hour lines. I don't know this year though. Like, I really don't know. Like, it is a popular event for locals, yes. But looking at summer travel and looking at theme park travel this year, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's going to have the same revenge travel crowds as last year. And speaking that, you can pay $100 for SeaWorld and get the entire season. Like, I don't know. And so this is what I'm saying about things are becoming unrealistic with theme parks. And I think it's something I want to say about like a lot of the theme park content creators. If you see someone Like, there were like 5 or 6 channels that had their videos up. Yeah, I mean, I was okay. I put aside $600. That's what I put aside for HHN. That's what I paid last year. That's what I was gonna pay this year. So I think it's $100 more for the one level below Frequent Fear plus Express Pass. Um, as a content creator, that Halloween Horror Nights helped me get to 1,000 subs. So I like owe Halloween Horror Nights. That the shorts I made during that time frame, the content I made really helped boost my channel. So it's sort of like I know I owe it to that content to there. But for an average family, I can't see that being a value. I don't know how. This makes me worry for when Epic Universe opens up because they're going to have to front load the cost of that building on people, and I think they're already doing that with Halloween Horror Nights. I think they're already starting to front load the prices right now to help cover the expense of building Epic Universe. That's part of what I'm thinking what's going on right now. But we have like there has been odd wait times. Like yesterday, Magic Kingdom was empty. There was like 10-minute waits. Middle of July. The Brazilian tour groups are back. They were there Friday. Gone. I've seen less and less you know I have been telling anyone that's looking forward to travel Universal to wait until Epic Universe, just for the fact that if you're planning the trip, I would wait. That's my viewpoint. If you're an every year traveler, it might be, but like if you are saving for that once in a lifetime trip, I don't see what's going to be your benefit from coming to either of the parks next year. Come on, Princess Tiana's not going to be on schedule, and if it is, I'm not going to rush to do it. Well, okay, I take that back. I'm going to do it for content, but I ain't doing it again. It's like Frozen. I've only gone on it if I didn't have to wait in line. I've only been doing it since I've been doing after hours. I haven't done it during the day since the first time I've done it. I don't know. I mean, it's a different person. Like, to each their own. But I think Universal might be hurting next year because they have nothing new for 2024. They made an attraction that most people that aren't trying to kiss some Universal booty will probably really not like. There's a lot of hypocrisy in this like theme park space because people want access. So honesty is a rare thing. Disney is in a bad spot with park attendance and makes mistakes every day. Universal needs to relax. Universal needs to understand that it's their game to lose now. And I think of it right now as like, remember when the PS4 and Xbox One were coming out? Be the PS4, not the Xbox One. That's what I'm going to say right now. Be the PS4, not the Xbox One. Universal's working its way to being the Xbox One too. We can't have two Xbox Ones. Both of those were bad conditions. And they both companies need to stop the hubris of them. And I think Universal's getting a little bit of that, especially around HHN. They know they have the Halloween crowd. They know it. I think I would have possibly increased day tickets and kept the Frequent Fear Express Pass thing down because not that many people buy the Frequent Fear for every day. Like, you're not going to go every day. I did not go every day. I can't do 4:00 in the mornings at a theme park every day of the week. It's just not possible. Like, that is not how, and not for nothing, the audience, if you're a content creator, will get bored of the same stream every day. They will, or the same content. Not that many people can get into the houses and record content. It's only special people with media access. I might have a way to sneak around that this year, but that's the thing. It depends. If Halloween's your jam, then yeah, it makes sense. But these are getting ridiculous. Merch prices going up still. Like everything's going up. Food prices, food portion sizes between both parks are going up. And Dengar, they could surpass them. The only issue with Universal is capacity. Universal has to buy land to make more space, right? Disney, even if the things change with Reedy Creek. What's up, Moist Breadcrumb? Patron saint of Zort in here. Sorry, no Dole Whips. Actually, there's a Dole Whip place near me. I'm not lying. There's a place that has Dole Whip, like walking distance from my house. I love it. At least that way I get a little cardio when I go to get it. Disney has the blessing of size, but they're also being idiots. They are. Universal has the blessing of a great revenue source with Comcast and quickness. They normally get attractions like in and out pretty quick. They're really good at that. And same with SeaWorld. They're pretty good at getting things built quickly. But Disney has 14 resorts. At least 14 resorts that have huge capacity and the space for about 7 more theme parks if they want, and like 8 more resorts. And that's the thing that Universal doesn't have. Disney has been messing up on a socio-political side of things and economical, but it's things they can fix within a generation. Like the same way they're losing a generation, they can fix it within a generation, I believe. Universal, their issues aren't political ones. Their issues aren't social ones. Their issues are a factor of scale. And that's the hard thing. If you have limited space, they have to use pricing and other things to manipulate that. And Disney does the same thing too. They've been saying that for years. They are using the pricing they have to make it so people will not come. I just feel, Ash Lauren becomes a Zortmate. Everyone throw a Zortaholic in the chat for Ash Lauren becoming a new channel member. Throw those Zortaholics up there. So this is my point of saying that both of them have Universal's definitely gaining. They are gaining well. I have a lot more fun in there. There's less entitled people. Sorry, Disney people that go to Disney, but there are less entitled people at Universal. Now, I also feel I can't take my nephews to Universal. I can't. There's a difference between audience, and there's a slightly older audience at Universal with more things exposed sometimes. And that's the thing that Universal needs to work on. I hope this Minions attraction that they came out with would be a push, and that whole Minions section would be a push towards being a full 4-quadrant park, like four sectors of a family. Yes, sorry, I don't know how to be a member on the phone. I that's fine. I don't know what that means, Ash, but welcome. So that's the main thing. Like something I wanted to talk about. Obviously, it's an SOS stream. We talk about entertainment and the other things, and I want to start talking Mission Impossible soon because I did a quick review of that, and I didn't really get to talk about it too much yet. So I'm gonna go into that in a minute. I also want to say that Sound of Freedom. If you have not seen it, go. I have seen it twice. I also purchased some tickets for people. It's a hard watch. I did not think I'd be able to sit through a second time, but I wanted to make sure there were times I just had to shut my brain off during the movie because of the subject matter. So go see it. I'm not going to talk about it too much in here. A lot of people have already covered it a lot. I'm just saying go see the movie if you haven't. Simple as that. So we talked about Universal. We talked about their crazy pricing, and it's only getting. Universal's always had some higher pricing than Disney. People just don't see it with the Express Pass, so that's always been there. $400 days on Thanksgiving or $350 days for one day for Express Pass. It's to make it so Express Pass works. I get that, but people outside of the theme park bubble see Universal and just think it's cheaper. They don't realize that it can be more expensive for a theme park day there than it is at Disney. So it's something that people need to kind of grasp before they travel, is that depending on the day, always stay at a deluxe resort at Universal that has included the unlimited Express Pass. It's cheaper than buying Express Pass for each member of your family. You can get a one-night stay for like a $700, $800 at like the Hard Rock. That includes the Express Pass for all 4 people in that room. It works out to a better price depending on the day you go. Things that might help you. Just saying. Sorry. I had this conversation with my brother earlier. He's coming down in August, and I wanted to say, hey, why don't you do a Universal day for the Harry Potter stuff for the kids, get the hotel room and all that. He's like, oh, we could just drive over there. We're staying on points over at Disney. I'm like, no. That's not how you do it. Stay in the hotel, get the unlimited Express. It's peace of mind. But that's just me saying some simple travel stuff. I had a 2-hour conversation trying to have him understand this. Non-theme park people, just so hard to deal with, especially when they're family. All right, so now we're going to talk Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Before I go into heavy spoilers, who has seen it in the chat? I don't want to bring up something and someone hasn't seen it. Don't like spoilers, so let me know in the chat if you're worried about spoilers or not, and then we'll head up talking a little bit about Mission Impossible. I also bring up some of the box office numbers right now, just so people understand what's going on. You're addicted to Zort. I am addicted to Zort, so it's always here. I do have to say that, okay, the members drawing resort was supposed to happen today. Is going to be moved to Tuesday, like 5 o'clock ish. We'll do a members only stream, and we will get that all sorted out. The Zort is all packaged and ready to go. So I will obviously go through all members of every level. Now, I felt bad. So there is going to be like a runners up. So there's going to be a Zort and something else for someone else, because I felt bad to only have like one thing go out. So there's going to be a second tier, the 1 and 2 giveaway. That's a secret though. The second thing is a secret. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but someone will get it. So 2 people will get something from the membership giveaway for us getting past 50 members. I just want to let that be known. We'll have a little member stream on Tuesday, around like 5-ish or 6 to go over, and I'll basically draw it random. That's the best way I can say. I'm gonna put all of the names of the members into like a randomizer, or have Zort pick. But I see you in here, the beam pad. So I'm Geb. I am Geb. Hi Geb. I am Tom. He is Zort. I don't know if that's supposed to be a Steve Rogers thing. So before I start talking Mission Impossible, we'll go over some of the numbers, and then we'll talk some of the movie spoilers, discuss with you, see what you guys thought. And here we have from Box Office Mojo, I don't know which way. I've been using this site for box office numbers for a long time. I know there's other sites people use. This is just the one I know. A general. You're a major general in it. I'm just like, all right. So we can zoom in a little bit on here because it is tiny. One more. There we go. All right. So it did have a really good. Okay. So I think it had a good opening at 56 million, and the current box office climate. It did open like on a Wednesday. At least I saw it on a Tuesday or Wednesday. Like it was odd how early General follow. All right. So I don't know. Like some people are saying it's not a good opening. Some people think it's okay opening. I thought it was a decent opening. I do think the film was longer than it needed to be. I think I made that comment in my video review. I do think it's like there's like 20 minutes of Tom Cruise running that could have been cut. Got this movie a little bit tighter, maybe made a little bit more money per theater, just because it is a long film. I actually had to get up to go to the bathroom during it, which I was surprised because I didn't have to do that during Endgame. I guess I'm getting older. It's sad. But it did make, I think, a decent amount on the first opening day. Worldwide, looking at 235 million, international 155. It is definitely having a better international box office, which normally Mission Impossible films seem to have that. Same with like Fast and the Furious. They're more a global box office, similar to original Marvel films were, but now no one wants Marvel films or Star Wars films or Disney films. But I mean, Tom Cruise does put the work in. The drop off was kind of weird because I was surprised how it had a gain on the Friday. Like, it's a little bit weird because it had such an nothing special except for the 3 months prior. Interesting. I'm Sully Bach. I'm very interested in what is going on right now, but that's okay. So obviously the weekend it got a big boost. Now some people are saying that Sound of Freedom is actually taking the viewership away from Mission Impossible. It could be. I don't know. I do know that like the pay it forward ticket thing probably is. Yes, you do have a membership. You do have a membership to Lollipop, probably thanks to Moist Breadcrumb. He is the patron saint of Zort. I'll have to make a emoji for Moist Breadcrumb. But so it had a good Friday, Saturday, had a big increase. I mean, I think coming out Wednesday kind of like hurt it a little bit. But the box office isn't that bad. At least for current films. I think not similar to Guardians, but more similar to Avatar, maybe. They had a little bit better numbers than this. And it is in the summer. But I think this all goes down to more of the economic situation right now. Families don't want to go and pay that much for the theater. That's my opinion. Or not. But let's talk about the movie a little bit. I got to break down a little bit of the film in the video, but I want to talk a little bit more after I thought about it more. Sometimes you need a week, a little bit of time to think about things, and also talk with other people. You know, I've been talking with Jeremy about the film. I've been talking about with Beardo. I've been talking about with other people while playing Fortnite. I kind of agree with Melanie Mack a little bit. If you saw her tweet about the movie, I kind of agree with that. It does seem like Tom Cruise is a little bit of a backseat driver in this, since Haley Atwell's character is kind of the MacGuffin. Not this month. I'm okay, Sully Bach. So I do think that there's a big focus on Rebecca Ferguson and Haley Atwell's character in the movie, which is not a bad thing. I do feel like Tom Cruise's role is pushed to the back burner for part of it because I know he's going to have more of a role in the coming film. Like, I feel like this was a movie to introduce the new players, and that's the problem with the part 1, part 2. I feel like they could have made this one movie, probably, if they took out the 25 minutes of Tom Cruise running. I don't know. Like, if you've seen the film, there are so many shots that are extended of him just running. Now, I know that's a thing. I know it's a part of a Tom Cruise movie. Not saying anything about that, but I'm just saying, like, 2 hours and 45 minutes and 20 minutes of you running? Like, come on. I think the hand-to-hand combat was pretty good in this. I did notice less gunplay throughout the whole film. I talked about that in the review earlier. There was a lot less gunplay. I feel like the first section of the film had it, and then the second section of the film, the first like third before the title credits, seemed to have a lot of gunplay, and then knives, swords, metal pipes. Like it just seemed to be less focused on that, which seemed very odd compared to the other films where there was a good amount of mix of both. It could be an Alec Baldwin situation, and that affected the production of the film because this movie's been in production for a while, like throughout the entire pandemic. So that could be a reason. Could also be a reason why it feels very empty at sometimes and then not empty at other times, like very isolated shots with people not really together. And I feel like that was meant because they had to have the actors separated because of stipulations and rules. That's my feeling on that. What did you all think about the movie? Any of you have seen it yet? If you have seen it, what's your overall thoughts, or what's your rating for the film? Let me see. So for the poll, everyone in 17 votes is saying that theme parks are too expensive. Yeah, I agree. I'm not going to deny with that. I have been a G&G member on top of my alt accounts, which are way more generous. What do you mean, Sully Bach? I'm very confused. I'm very confused, Sully Bach, about the. All right. I'm sorry, Sully Bach. I don't know what you mean by more generous. I apologize. I don't know what I did. I don't know. I've been a G&G member on top of my alt accounts, which are way more generous. I don't know what that means, but I'm sorry. In terms of what? I don't know. I honestly don't know what that means, but it sidetracked me from Mission Impossible. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a good movie. I think that it's a good movie that came out hoping they would have July 4th weekend to themselves a little bit, and I think Sound of Freedom was a surprise. I'm very confused. Moist Breadgum, you're right. I am very confused. I understand. Okay. I don't know. Okay. I thank you. Back to Mission Impossible. So I think Fallout kind of put a standard. Same with I think ever since Mission Impossible 4, I feel like they've been ramping up everything. And I think the big thing that I miss is that Henry Cavill is just something on the screen in Mission Impossible Fallout. Like that bathroom fight scene, there was nothing similar to that in this at all. Now the train fight is cool at the end of the movie. That's a cool fight scene, but it's weird because I just saw a train scene in Indiana Jones. Like it's really weird how many there's like odd similarities in just shots between Dial of Destiny. Like you have a submarine, you have an underwater scene, you have it's just odd. It's an odd thing. I'm just gonna say that. You have a train fight with Harrison Ford. You have a train fight with Vero Mike's Dune is my number one anticipated film. That is Oppenheimer. I'm looking forward to Oppenheimer, but Dune Part 2, actually seeing Paul become Muad'Dib, that is, dude, moist breadcrumb. What? Sorry, Tom, I drank too much golfing today, so I won't much longer. Keep up the good work, and I will see you Tuesday, buddy. Yes, Tuesday, they will be the giveaway of Zort and another special thing, because I feel, not this Zort, a Zort cousin. But I feel like, some of y'all deserve something too, so there's going to be 2 giveaways that day. A Zort Kowakian monkey lizard that you can name yourself, and something else, just so everyone gets a little love. And then I'm going to announce it now. So we have the 2,500 sub giveaway, which is the popcorn bucket, the picnic popcorn bucket. That is 2,500. 2,000, there will be a merch bundle. So I'm going to get a lot of my merch. So little variety of things and something special at 2,000, and that will be for any subscriber, and that will be a special giveaway bundle for once we get to 2,000. We're getting close, so I thought, why not give a little something? And again, moist breadcrumb is like, gotta give it to moist breadcrumb. Like, I cannot wait to meet this dude in person. Like, go to a theme park one day with him. With moist breadcrumb is like, he's the patron saint of Zort. I'm gonna make a moist breadcrumb patron saint of Zort's shirt, because that's what you are, dude. What's up, Zombie Box Reviews? How you doing, my friend? All right, so like I said, I like Mission Impossible was awesome. I like it. I do see some of the flaws, and I can look past them because this is real filmmaking. Do I think that there's some things that I wish were a little different? I do, but they're not bad. And also seeing Kittredge back from like the first film, there's a lot of callbacks to earlier Mission Impossible films in this that were really cool. So I think that's an awesome thing. Okay, now you have me thinking about Dune Part 2 and that trailer, man. And awesome, moist breadcrumb. That is awesome. My real name is not Sullypock. Sullypock is my name de plume. Ooh, okay. Zort has one name. Zort is Zort. And like, I will definitely do a review for Dune Part 2, and I would actually like, if I will try to get a panel review for that. Zombie Box, you are more than welcome for that, for Dune Part 2, if you want to be on. But like, yeah, that is my most anticipated film. I love the Dune book series. I love the RTS they used to have, the real-time strategy game back in like 2002. I like the Dune sci-fi miniseries. I like the first movie. That was my Star Wars for a while, like, because I found Dune after watching the original trilogy, and I started reading the books, and I started Zan and John Carter. Like, I feel terrible what they did to John Carter and Princess of Mars and all that, because that could have been huge. They wasted so much potential and haven't gone back to it. I wish Disney would just sell John Carter to like some studio, but that's just me missing my sci-fi I grew up reading. Love the idea of like Western meets whatever. Dune, I cannot wait for the maker. I cannot wait to see that scene fully fleshed out. As Chani being a little bit too much active in it compared to what I remember. Yeah, but yeah, Zendaya, whatever. This is gonna be a weird movie. I did not mean to talk into that. Let's go on to the next subject point. We talked about Mission Impossible. We talked about the crazy prices. Let's talk about the bad news. Well, I guess it was the expected news. Basically, we are having to deal with someone continuing their contract. And I knew this was coming. If anyone didn't think that this was coming, like, you don't understand the position that Disney's in. And that is the fact that Bob Iger has his contract renewed, extended. Simple fact of the matter is, oh, thank you, man. No problem. Um, I thank everyone that donates. I never expected either. It's very much appreciated though. Uh, no, who expected anyone to take this job right now? Who? Disney is in a financial hell right now. Sorry for the curse. But they are hemorrhaging money. They are going to be in severe debt. They are in severe debt. They have to buy Hulu. Otherwise, I don't know what's going to happen. This is such a huge setback. Now, dude, you have I know that pain. It was like 10 grand for me to move from NC down here to Florida. Moving sucks. I'm still unpacking. It's been 3 years. So don't yeah, I understand zombie box reviews. Moving is a pain. All right. So that's a good thought, Dengar. This comes into more economic things. This is I'm not a political show. I don't do political stuff, but the whole BRICS thing could be affecting some of Disney stuff, and also BlackRock taking some of their funding away or selling some of their stock. So Disney's in a poor financial situation. I would say that Peltz could have done something. But at this point, it might be easier for them to wait for the fact that Iger's saying selling off properties is not out of the table, like ABC. They never get rid of ESPN. ESPN makes them way too much money. But ABC, add money soon. No worries, Zombie Box review. Sully equally dirty? Sully. Interesting. I'm very confused. Sully Box here to confuse me. All right. So Iger is definitely in a situation that is not good. His political aspirations are kind of kaputski. I will say DeSantis is making himself look worse and worse recently. So I definitely feel that there's some stuff going on here in Florida that is really making their life worse. I'm seeing articles. Who? Doctor Who? I heard Doctor Who might be coming to Disney Plus. I was hearing a rumor about that. Very interesting, but I think I'm hearing a rumor that Doctor Who might be coming to Disney Plus because I think it's on HBO right now, if I remember correctly. Heard a rumor. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm hearing a rumor about that. So yeah, Indiana Jones bombed. It was gonna bomb. It was never not gonna bomb because of Lucasfilm. Lucasfilm completely as a brand is ruined. The only thing that is somehow making it okay is the Jedi Survivor, Jedi Fallen Order video games. People, even though there was a technical issue with that game, it is still liked. It's still a good game. It was a PC related issue. It was not about a story thing. It was about optimization. That's a whole different. You've been keeping up with that news about Doctor Who? Is that true? I don't know about New Who. I really like Russell T Davies. I like Stephen Moffat. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to think about the New Who coming. I want to watch the David Tennant stuff. I don't mind seeing David Tennant and Donna Noble together again, but I don't know about after that. The first Fallen Order, you are entirely correct. Prequels era stuff. They're sitting on Dominic Monaghan waiting to be Cal Kestis right now, right? They're just sitting on that. He is a good actor. He has a good character. You can tell he likes the character. They have a great cast around him. Like Marin's awesome. Like you have that. And you purposely cast actors to play the roles in the game so you could take them and put them in show. But no, we get Ahsoka coming. I don't think Batu's in it. Dengar. I have not seen Batu yet. It's taking me a while to get through the game because theme parks, like real life, and games, like I get like 1 day a week to play some games for like 2 hours, and it's been getting a long time. Wait, is that really his name? I'll watch the 60th and give. Is that his name really? I'm gonna say Nuti a chance because I don't know if the other thing is like I don't know if that C is loud or not, but it's a weird name. 2 is good. Let's see, theme pad, the theme pad. Original 3 needs to be successful because George, my friend, had a strong passion for the character to match classic serials. The other reason why the other 3 were successful, besides that, which is 100% true, 100% true, is because it was character first and it was about family. It was really about family. You had Indy with his love. You had Indy with his surrogate son. You had Indy with his father. You had it be this thing about important things in your life. So that is the thing. And I think that you tried that with Crystal Skull. Now, Crystal Skull is not as bad. I don't think it's as bad as people give it. I think it has a good first third, and the second, like good first half. The second half does not work. That needed to be reworked. I don't mind the hedge skull thing as being the MacGuffin, but I think it's like not a terrible indie film. And he still has the hat at the end, and he still has the hat at the end of the last one. I don't think I hated it as much as other people, mainly because that first 20 minutes was pretty cool. I liked the first 20 minutes. It cost $100 million for that. You've been a Sully for 20 years. Wow. Pronounce it Shuti. So Shuti Gatwa? Or Nuti Gatwa? Okay. Sorry. There is High Republic stuff in Jedi Survivor, but the character is actually pretty cool. The Daga or Daga, his character is kind of cool. Like it's not a bad written character, so I don't mind that. I do think it's weird that his master is somehow able to hold up to Vader, and it's like Prime. Vader and his Prime should be like a force that no one could handle. But that's just me. Correct. Oh, I said it correct. Cool. But yeah, Iger's in a bad situation. No one's going to take the job. No one's going to take Kathleen Kennedy's job right now in a failing company. First of all, the pay they'd have to give whoever it is and the amount of control they would have to give them. That's the thing. I think perfect world, my perfect world, right? Perfect world. The 2 people that would head these 2 companies, you would have John Lasseter come back for Disney. You would. That's my opinion. Like my opinion. John Lasseter, when I saw him on interviews, I've seen him in person a few times. That guy had that Walt Disney swagger to him. So I think John Lasseter could be someone that could take over Disney as a head of a company and maybe save it. My opinion. He does need a money man to go with him. I don't know who that would be. He would need a money man similar to Frank Wells and Eisner or Roy and Walt. You need to have that creative and the money guy. As for Lucasfilm, I would have said Favreau, but I feel like it's too much for him. I feel like it's too much. And also Favreau, I think, is burnt by what happened. Like he is burnt. He was doing a lot for Disney at that time frame. He was definitely a little bit of a golden boy. He did the Jungle Book stuff. He did Lion King. He was building that technology, which was very in line with Walt, like adding new technology. Walt did the moving plane camera. He did do a lot of technological stuff for films. So in a way, Favreau was kind of walking that line, which I appreciated. But like, here's the thing: whoever steps into that company, whenever that happens, I mean, KK is 70 something years old, almost 80. She can't keep working there. She can't. It's going to happen someday. The best thing they can do is push off productions. Keep pushing them off, and that's a good thing. I mean, don't lower the brand anymore. I think there are people. You can tell there are people that still love Star Wars in Lucasfilm. There are definitely people that still love Star Wars. It's not the story group, but there are definitely people in there. I think the concept artist, the main Lucasfilm concept artist, I think he's a true Star Wars fan. He makes great designs in line with Ralph McQuarrie. Well, they haven't made any for a while. I don't know if that Rey movie's coming out. Here's the thing: if we are in as much of an economic storm that we might be coming in the next year, with the election, possible war, all this stuff going on, Disney knows they have to button up and make stuff everyone will love. Everyone. They cannot make stuff for a small, petite audience. It has to be uniformly loved, beyond a reproach. Now, Marvel. Here's the thing. Marvel had that for like 10 years. 10 years, Marvel was almost untouchable, right? Now, Disney didn't buy them until Avengers. Now, those first couple of films might not have been the best, but they had some like flow to them, right? And they had identities. I actually really love the first Thor film. I thought it was great. I like Kenneth Branagh's take. I like the fact that Thor wasn't an idiot. He was just a fish out of water. He was smart. Somehow, each film he got less smart. I don't understand why that happened. He became Surfer Bro. I don't like it. Don't like it one bit. Sorry. I thought he was a cool character. I like Thor. I also like Norse mythology. Blah blah blah. Iger wants it as much as KK. I agree with that. All right, I need to take a quick break. I will be right back. My dog is scratching at the door, but I will be right back. Sorry about that. Sorry. No. So at this point in time, my dog expects a treat. So Rogue sits outside my door and does a little scratch on it, and I've had to repaint that 7 times. What if the guy who produced the prequels taking KK's job? Just a thought. The guy who produced the prequels. You mean George? Wait, there's someone else that produced the prequels. Isn't George Lucas coming back? He's a little old. I don't think George Lucas will come back. I think it'd be cool to have him as a mentor figure, like a consultant. Oh, Rick McCallum? You mean Rick McCallum? Um, okay. I actually really love the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, and he worked on that. He also did the special editions and the prequel trilogy. I would be okay with that. What has he done since, though? Um, he's only 68, so he's not that old. He's written a lot of he's written Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles books. Really? Okay. Um, I'd be okay with that. He's gonna. I think I've read actually one or two of his Ninja Turtle books. I didn't know he did the prequel trilogy as a producer. That's kind of cool. Like I would be okay with that. I mean, there's a lot of sequel trilogy writers, not sequel, EU writers that could do good jobs. I'm gonna say like I would love first first thing George Lucas is consultant welcome on all properties to consult. Like he has free reign to come in. I think. Oh, Rick shares the same surname as you. Cool. James Lucuno. Hey, Krista's in the chat. What's up, Krista Nova? How you doing? We are just talking random stuff right now. It was raining a lot today. Hope you're having a good day. I saw you had chicken or steak. You've been eating a lot of barnyard animals. But I don't know. In my opinion, it's a job no one wants right now, and the people that do want it is like they may not want to take it. I don't hate anyone. What? I don't hate anyone. Sullyback, why do you want me to hate? I don't hate. This is a positive channel, even though I'm very annoyed with current things. That all right. If you're just joining in, we talked a little bit about the Minions ride. We talked about Universal getting a little bit crazy with pricing. Now we're talking about Bob Iger and possible replacements for Lucasfilm that will never happen until people probably pass away or get dementia. But then again, we have a president that has dementia, so I don't know how that will work. Maybe Kathleen Kennedy gets to stay on as Lucasfilm with dementia. I don't know. I mean, I don't know anymore. I do think that if I was Disney right now for parks, if I was Jeff Vail or my Tomorrow right now, you had to put sales on lightsabers. You had to put sales on everything. You had to use so many. You had to use yeah. Men make horrible leaders. Disney's packed with them. I don't know if men make horrible leaders. I don't know about that. Maybe. I don't. Here's my viewpoint. One, you have a lot of you got rid of a lot of Italian Imagineers. Honestly, Joe Rohde is someone I think that could have taken over the Walt Disney Company. Joe Rohde, I've met the dude several times. I had the pleasure of having dinner with him once. Yes, men, Tom. I think Joe Rohde could have taken over the company. Is he? Do I agree with his politics? No, but man, is he a visionary? He is. His designs come to life. Did he make a mistake with Everest? Yeah, but I will say that I would have loved to see his. You wish I could bottle up my positivity. Here's the thing. What's the saying? You have two dragons. You choose which ones to feed, right? You have two dragons in you. You have one that's love, one that's hate. You decide which one to feed. I decide two to love, one to hate. Keep that 50% higher. Am I a little disillusional about some of this stuff? Yeah, but there's enough people spouting, you know, the negativity. I'd rather be positive. I'll be honest. That's the first thing. Being honest. Do I say what I hope would happen? Yeah. Do I know what's going to happen? Yeah. But having a little bit of a dream isn't that bad. What's the T.S. Lawrence quote? Lawrence of Arabia. What is it? Dreamers of the Day. Uh, yeah, there we go. I love T.E. Lawrence, man. I'm a history buff. I love that, and like, yes, man. As I say yes to everything. Do I say yes to everything? Oh, yes, man. Same thing that happened with in the prequels with Lucas. And yeah, and Lawrence Kasdan did a better job in the original trilogy, tempering some of Lucas's things and finding the right balance. That could have been helped in the prequels because it's good story. Just directing's a little bit off. You could have used more thing. They had a shot. Star Wars had a shot. Second season of Mandalorian. Star Wars had a shot there. Star Wars had a shot. You come from an oil fam. Okay. You had a moment. 3 a.m. watching Mando season 2, episode 16 or whatever it is, chapter 16. You had a moment that I have never had before. And a lot of us had that. You saw Star Wars Theory's reaction. You saw so many people's reaction to that. Seeing something you waited for. Seeing something you've never seen. Right? That had more excitement and tears for me than Endgame. Than like seeing the Avengers for the first time. We never saw Luke in his height. We never saw Luke do what you would want him to do. You saw a little bit in Return of the Jedi. That was a great lightsaber fight scene in front of Palpatine, but that was a story fight scene. That was purposeful. This was something that like you didn't even know you wanted. Right? I was awake at 3 a.m. I was watching that. I like literally when that episode was done, I called people. Like 4 in the morning, 3:45. I called people. I called my friends I called my buddy Andrew. He works at Pinewood in London. I called him to talk about that. To talk about that last scene. That's what Star Wars was. Even during Disney Star Wars, they had that spark still. Yes, I understand that, I understand that, Dangar. I understand that. But there wasn't much we had at that time. There wasn't much we had. That was a hope. Because in my viewpoint, and this is just me speaking, I I I walked out of Force Awakens when Han was stabbed with a lightsaber. I did not watch any of the other sequel trilogies. Didn't. I was done then. I was done. I didn't watch them. Didn't want to. As soon as they did not have the original 3 together in the first movie, I didn't care. Have I watched clips of The Last Jedi? Yeah, they stink. Have I watched clips of Rise of Skywalker? Not on your life. But I will say that I'm someone that can identify and like what I like and not like what I don't like. And I liked that. It was yes. And that's the thing. At that point in time, we didn't know if it was a fool's hope or not. Because you had probably one of the most powerful things Disney has ever done in that scene. That is the best Star Wars scene that we have gotten from Disney is that hallway scene because it shows you something. Which scene in the third season or in Book of Boba Fett or whatever? Is that what you're talking about? I thought that his introduction in The Mandalorian and it was perfect. It was story. It was you got little bits of scenes. You were questioning things. And I was questioning things watching that. I'm like, nah, they're not gonna bring Luke in. They're not gonna bring it's the next wing. Who cares? They're not gonna bring Luke in. You know what I mean? Oh, he's got a lightsaber. Oh my god. I I was tearing. I was tearing. Like Star Wars Star Wars for probably for a lot of people, it's something that connected families. My dad saw A New Hope, the original Star Wars, 22 times in theaters. You like that with Doctor Who? Can't stand RTD public, but I'm trusting him as a writer. I'm probably a fool for trusting him, but I need to cling on to some hope. Here's the thing, and that's why I'm not a black pill person. I don't think you should black pill from anything you like. It's okay to like things in isolation. It's okay, right? It's the same way that like if you have a girlfriend and there's some stuff you don't like about her, but there's some stuff you love about her, you can pick and choose what you like, and you weigh those qualities or those things. He beat you by beat you by 21 times. Yeah, he was really into Star Wars. Man, like it's something that I don't think that Disney understands is that, and I do think they did. They definitely did during the Eisner era and stuff like that, and maybe a little bit beginning of the Iger. These are all families. Like the sequel trilogy should have been Luke. Those films should have mirrored the prequels, right? Like there should have been a mirror of the prequels where you started out with something good and it ended up going bad, and then you have your next trilogy of the bad winning and the good fighting back. It's cyclical. It rhymes. That would have worked. You could have made Rey's Luke's daughter. You could have given us Jason and Jaina Solo. Like, I wish I had that with Luke, but the whole time all I could think about was the sequel trilogies with Boba 2 episodes. Before, oh god, the 2 episodes of Boba with Luke does not equal out right. Like that does. Luke wouldn't have given him that choice. That's not Luke. That's the problem. Luke knew what pushing away connections did with his father. That's the other thing. The Force ghosts that knew everything that happened, Luke would know everything that would lead towards the dark side. That's the problem. You get rid of the Force ghost. Anakin would have been talking to his son. He would have spent every day since like they would be talking. I agree with that. They pushed oh, not Book of Boba Mando 2 episode. Okay. Gotcha. Sorry. That's the thing that I don't understand. You have Ewan McGregor. You have ability you Yoda, and you had Hayden Christensen. There should have been Force Ghost talking to Luke. That's it. This should never have been a thing of Palpatine coming back. There should never have been a thing of Snoke. Well, that seems like it was the story from The Last Jedi, from what I've seen with the whole thing. Like, Dark Ray looked cool. The weird switchblade lightsaber kind of looked cool. I don't know. I'm a little bit too hopeful about things. Yeah, there's no way. Like Anakin should not have been. Anakin should have been there over Luke's shoulder, saying, "What are you doing?" Like his father should have been like, "What are you doing? You're trying to kill your nephew? What's wrong with you?" And smacked him upside the head. That's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's my viewpoint. I would have been okay. You made the sequel. You could make the sequel trilogies in two ways. One, right? One, sequel trilogies could have been about a dark side user from their perspective coming into power, and you have Luke and the New Republic and all that, and you're showing the decadence of the New Republic, and you show the opposite and showing how some of the things of the Sith may not have been that bad, blah blah blah. You could have made that work as a story. Reverse the roles and show you how each side has evil to it. If you want to have a contemporary story, you could have done that. That would have worked. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. The good guys end up being corrupted. That's a possibility, right? That story could have worked. That could have been a working story. Or you have the prequels 2.0. You have Han, Luke, Leia. You have, Han's kids. You have Luke being the leader of the Jedi Temple. And they have hubris, which they had before. And Luke doesn't listen to his father. Luke doesn't listen to Yoda. He thinks he's better because he's the strongest Jedi, and they rise up again. I agree. It's Starkiller from Force Unleashed. It is having someone from the dark side seeing what the light side is all about. That's a good point. I mean, some of the fan edits for the end of that thing, where you see all the Force ghosts stand up, you see Anakin and all that, defeating Palpatine at the end as like a redemption for himself the entire time, defeating the guy who turned him over and over again. Like, that would be awesome. Like, that's the problem. They didn't want to pay for likenesses. They didn't want to use the characters and have to pay George Lucas money. I don't know. Either way, it was a waste. And don't get me started, Indiana Jones, like, I talked about this before in a live stream. Indiana Jones should have been Mutt and Short Round, and Salah's daughter got in trouble. Indy needs help. Mutt and Short Round go to save him because he got in over his head, and there's your movie. Done. Mutt is Short Round's assistant or friend or whatever. They're both doing archaeological things. You get the surprise seeing Short Round again. You have Salah still in it. You have Salah's daughter being a jewel thief or something like that. I don't know, but that's Indy in the Dial of Destiny. You get rid of the Dial of Destiny stuff, and you make it about the spear. You make it a biblical item. You make it about the spear of Longinus, and that is your real thing. And there you go. That's it. No time travel, no nothing like that. And you don't have Indy being depressed. You don't have his son dead. And I probably would have cast someone else to play the son. Maybe pay money for Chris Pratt to be in there instead of Shia and whatever. But I think you could have made an amazing film to take over. And yeah, but we don't get that. We don't get way things are supposed to be. We get the way things that they want. And us fans are left with our own headcanons. And that's how we are going to be for a while. And it's a sad thing. But we have new media coming out. We have the Ripperverse stuff. We have Jay's book. We have the Epicverse stuff. I think that's important to support smaller creators, independent stuff. That would have been awesome, Dengar. Anakin coming back. That would have been an amazing thing. That, like, Hayden's in shape, man. You could have had him come back. Oh, dude, that would have been amazing. You're right, Dengar. And would they do that? No. Exactly. Exactly, the beam pad. There are ways to do these stories with characters that exist. What up, JM the Elite fan? How you doing? It's just something that we have to realize. And my main thing, and I don't know how you all feel about this, but my main thing is never let any of these studios and never let any of these companies take what you love away. Don't make it sour. Don't make it whatever. Take the parts that you remember and you love and just cherish them. If you don't want to talk about the current stuff, don't talk about the current stuff. Talk about what you like. Talk about that type of things and keep these properties alive the way you want to have them alive. Because I see a lot of people just blackpilling and don't want to, they're becoming apathetic to the stuff. Don't throw away the stuff you liked before. I still like Doctor Who. I love the David Tennant, Matt Smith. I love Christopher Eccleston's runs. I love Tom Baker. Like, I love Doctor Who. I love Star Trek. I don't care about Discovery. Star Trek, Picard season, what was 2 or 3, whatever it was, last season Picard was great. It's okay to like things in isolation. And I think a lot of us maybe forget that sometimes. And don't let other people like decide your opinions on anything, any of us. Like what you like. And stand up for what you like. I mean, the number of times I've probably been called the Disney adult by like Ryan or something. Hey, I like the theme parks. I have memories there. The rides themselves have done nothing wrong. The same way the original trilogy hasn't done anything wrong, or the prequels, or the expanded universe books, or the Young Indiana Jones TV show, or whatever it is that you like. Watch that stuff. Don't care if don't care if it's supporting whatever it is. If you like something, like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are sometimes afraid to say they like something because of how the community might say something back, and don't care about that. Don't. If that's the case, like, just don't care. Everyone's gonna have a different opinion on things. Everyone's opinion is gonna change on things, and yeah, that was a little bit of like a don't fall into prey of like groupthink, right? Like, I don't know. That's just me. Y'all do the same thing. The laser discs do, I think, and some of the despecialized editions. So, that's the other thing. If you ever go to a Comic Con, like if you ever go to any Comic Con anywhere, you will find someone selling the Blu-rays of the despecialized editions. They will have film grain. It'll be 4K. It'll be a slight film grain. Trust me, you will find those. I have like 2 different versions of the despecialized editions. They're beautiful. And it's a good way to watch them because a lot of that like special edition stuff that got added in. Now they keep some of the stuff like the X-Wing scenes that are CG that are good. They just get rid of some of the other things like Jabba and stuff like that. But for the most part, like the despecialized editions that you can find are really good. And A New Hope. Some people, okay, so some people are Empire people, some people New Hope people, some people Return of the Jedi people. I'm a New Hope guy. Without it, you don't have the others. It is my favorite. It introduces you to everyone. It has the most adventurous feel. It's the most pulpy. It's the most like serialized version. So I do love A New Hope. Like that is my favorite Star Wars film. I love a hero's journey. Like any hero, I'm a sucker for a good hero's journey, whatever it is. That's why I love anime. So I think that's the other thing. Like a really good hero's journey gives you something that a lot of things other things don't give you. I don't know. It's just we haven't had a good hero's journey in a while. We haven't had like a good, like good like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. That's why I don't like sequels too much. Like we're on episode whatever Mission Impossible 7. You don't get that hero's journey part. You don't get the creation of that hero. You're just following the story along. That's why I kind of don't like. I like standalone films sometimes. You get that spark of the person having the tragedy to become a hero or finding the reason they have to become a hero. Another random thing. This has been a little bit of a random end of the stream. I wasn't going to go too long, hour and a half. Let you all go to sleep. It's a Sunday. People got to work tomorrow. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I agree with that. I'm a big fan of the prequel style lightsaber fights. I mean, I like the original trilogy, but the prequel style ones, like the John Woo flippity flippity, I like that. I like the flippity flippity. So Tuesday there'll be a member stream, like I said, and I might be streaming early Monday from Batu. I have to make a park pass for tomorrow. But yeah, I will be at Hollywood Studios tomorrow early-ish, like maybe 9-10ish for a little quick stream. I haven't been to Galaxy's Edge in a long time. It's been a couple of weeks, so I think I need to get back there and go on Smuggler's Run into some stormtroopers, say hi to Mando. I don't know. It's been a while. So, but Unsleep keep streaming. Nah, the space battle in Rogue One was epic. The space battle in the hallway scene. Look, say what you want. The hallway scene is amazing. Amazing. I love the hallway scene. It is such a good scene. I am blown away by it. I agree with that. You're right. It was the companion that made Doctor Who into a hero. You are really correct about that. Like, I am 100% agreeing with that. A lot of people don't know early Who. They just came in at season 9 with Eccleston, so a lot of people don't understand the progression. The reluctant hero, right? That's what Doctor Who was in the beginning. The reluctant hero. He didn't want to interfere. So you're 100% correct there, Zombie Box Reviews. That is 100% correct. And I like that too. I do like the reluctant hero. I do like the guy that knows what's good and he has to be coaxed into doing it. That is such a good character. Doctor Who moment. You have to watch the 60s Who to appreciate Eccleston. You really do. You have to understand. Like, they do a good job with exposition, but you really need to understand where that character came from. And I think some people don't put in the work. I had to watch season 9 and 10, and then I had to rewatch because I watched a lot of the early 60s Who's when I was a kid, like 7, 8, 9, younger kid. But this is definitely was a nice chat. Hopefully next week we'll have some guests on too. But summer, holidays, blah blah blah. But I like being able to chat with y'all. It was a very dude. John Barrowman's awesome. I met him at a con. Dude, I love the dude. So I didn't do the regular photo op. I did a table photo op, and he's like, "Yeah, give me your phone. Give me your phone. If you take it, you get one photo. If I take it, we can have as many photos as you want." So he gets grabbed the phone and just started doing weird faces. He kissed my cheek. The dude, I love John Barrowman. Dude's cool. I know some people said some stuff about him. I don't care. Dude was cool. I love the idea that he just grabbed my cell phone and just started taking photos for 10 minutes. He's like, well, if you take it, you get one photo. If I take it, you get as many as you want. So yeah, that was a cool experience. Definitely meet him if you can. Guy's fun. But that was a random offshoot. Guys, nice chatting with y'all. A little leisurely, non-normal stream, but that's fine. I don't have to do the park stuff all the time. And have a good night. Have a good week. See you early in the morning, maybe, if people pop in. And member stream on Tuesday. Everyone. Exactly. Time traveling tourist helps out because you're the conscious. Ciao. Night. And I do have an outro. Bye, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful time. And don't be afraid to be the fool, because guess what? It's more fun that way. Zort, any last words? You laugh. That's what Zort does. He laughs.